We do a lot of like remanufacturing of parts at our shop. So we just take like a stock item and just make our own version of it. And there's always we try all kinds of different we do a lot of different things to help us redesign the part. Because sometimes you just got a lot of really wacky shapes and you don't know where they came from or what design philosophies they were going off of to design this part. So this is always kind of the hardest part of the job. You know, we try. We've got one of these Revo Point mini pop scanners. It's pretty good, but you know, even with them, sometimes you don't really get the results you want. They actually have a lot of issues with darker and shinier kind of parts, which a lot of our parts are. And then, you know, we'll use Fusion 360 and we'll do the we'll import canvases and calibrate them and all that stuff. But you know, even with pictures, there's a lot of issues with just the angle you get the picture at. So a lot of times, just tracing the part like this is sometimes the easiest way to do it. And then I also found that because I do have a graphic design background, I found it's a lot easier to do this in Illustrator than in Fusion. And but you know, just to get like the basic shape, because you have a lot more flexibility in Adobe Illustrator. So I'll just do a quick little tutorial on how I do this. So first thing I need to do, obviously, scan the part. Scanners always get a really nice, accurate dimensional scan. And then just make a new document, place it on your new document. And then what we need to do is get your line tool and just draw a line across here, just anywhere. And make sure we turn the line to black. And then I know that this area is the bottom of the part. So I got to realign this. And what you want to do is make sure under view, make sure, which one is it? Just make sure all these snap twos are turned off and make sure turn off smart guides for now. And then just start rotating it. So now that it's placed, let's actually scooch it onto the canvas. Go to Object, Lock, Lock Selection. Now we can't click on it. And then just start getting in there with the pen tool. And just go through some of these weird areas. I'm just trying to get an outline. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, now that I'm going to get back into the outline, I'm going to turn back on the smart guides. Okay, that looks pretty close. Now let's just do just a little bit of cleanup. I want to get rid of this line here. Select everything. Hit Shift M on your keyboard. That brings up your shape builder tool, and now we can trim some of these lines away, the ones we don't need. All right. That works. Now let's copy and let's copy this and let's start a new document. Let's paste it there. Okay. Go to File, Export, Export As. Make sure that's set to DXF. This is the second one. I'm done. Hit OK. Now we're done. So it's just really easy to get an outline in Illustrator. Just a lot easier than Fusion because it's easier to mess with the scans and everything in Illustrator than it is to calibrate in Fusion all day long. All right, now I'm going to insert the DXF into Fusion. Let's start by making a new component. Insert DXF, pick your plane, pick your file. Okay. Now let's move it into position. Let's do a point-to-point move. Let's get our origin on. Select here and there. Okay. Now this is where you're going to start taking your measurements and integrating them into the outline you just did in Adobe Illustrator. So let's start a new sketch. Oops, wrong tool. Got to get my Fusion brain going again. Oh, sorry. 875. Okay, now you got your circles in place. We're going to use these basically as anchors for all of our sketching that we're going to do. Start with our line tool. Just go after the start at one end and work your way around. Now that we've got the basic shape, let's check it against our outline. And it's pretty close. I'm probably going to get in here, just take a couple more measurements, clean up some of these edges, print it a couple of times, check it against what the original part was. But for the most part, all these outside lines, they're just basically covers. So the only dimensions that truly matter are here, 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 and here. Everything else is pretty basic, and now I could do whatever I want. If I just wanted to, if these holes are off, I would probably just start a new sketch, just take an element of it, and then integrate that onto the new sketch, make my changes, and I'm done. So everything at this point is simple. The groundwork's laid. Alls I did was scan it. Almost everybody's got some kind of like a scanner of some kind and a pencil. So saved about $1,000 on this one. But hope you guys like it. Hopefully it was helpful. But I just thought it was kind of it's a way I use a lot, and I thought maybe it might be helpful to somebody else, because I know, like, when I first started getting into designing, I was really struggling on remanufacturing stuff because I really didn't know what was the best way to do it, and sometimes the simplest way is the best way.